Good evening. I am Levi White, and I will be telling you about conflicts at work. Being in the military, conflicts usually come more from foreign harm than within our own borders. As military members, we have orders to follow and have little say in the matter, but we always have a say if there is a better way to get work done or when safety is involved. However, there is always a conflict whenever change is needed. That change happened only a few months ago when I was working in my old office of publications. Just before I left for my new station in Germany, I wanted to make changes to save my office money. With funds constantly shrinking, I wanted to push ideas to use our funding wisely. However, the publications office is connected to several other offices, so a lot of coordination needed to happen. I spoke with all members involved about my ideas on saving money. It seemed that everyone was in agreement on saving money, just not how to save money. This is where the conflict began. This was a good conflict as I could see that there were several different ways to save money, so I wanted to try them all. This was my project and I needed to overcome my personal flaws in order to get it done. I did not want a slight reduction, but a massive reduction from usage. Not only would this help with Air Force spending, but help everyone involved with creating publications for airline students. The first part was to recycle old parts that were obsolete and left in storage. This met with resistance as some claimed that it would cost more money to update the obsolete parts. I had to go against my dominant awarding style as this was my project. So using the Blake and Newton's conflict grid, I put a high concern on accomplishing the objective than on others' feelings. I wasn't budging on the issue, but I knew I had to do it smartly, of course. And so, I explained to them that it would cost no more than a few extra changes to update them. This will save us from having to destroy thousands of dollars worth of paper and taking very little time to complete. The value of spending hundreds to save thousands did push those that were against me into my position. Usually, you just have to show the benefits of the plan in order for people to understand it. So now, with that part of the money-saving idea that worked, the next and biggest part that would save everyone could begin. This idea was to overhaul the ordering method used for parts. This was more difficult as I had no control with this part. To put it simply, I offered the idea of ordering pubs through a merged format and in separate orders, as this would reduce the use of paper and reduce the amount of time needed to make multiple orders. But it seemed that they wouldn't even consider my idea. Physically, I was tense due to the fact that things shut down when I forwarded my idea to reduce the available funds. I was irritated as my own low rank gets little done because I haven't had enough time in the Air Force. I understand the rank structure and why it needs to be there, but it can be counterproductive when someone of lower rank can fix the problem but nobody takes you seriously. So I had to appeal to those that had the means to make this happen. According to the Thomas Kilman conflict mode, I would be more inclined to avoid conflicts that would be difficult. But I was determined because I was in charge of making this project succeed. I just had to focus on the goal in order to overcome my personality. Luckily, the military is very good when it comes to a chain of command structure. I knew that I did not have the authority to make this happen. I simply had to request it of someone who could make it happen. It was a roundabout way of getting the job done, but I had little choice in this method. I would call it an offensive way of using the avoidance method. This method worked well enough that once my idea was put in place, the officers did in fact save money. This made me quite pleased with the results of my endeavors, and should I do it again, maybe I will have the required rank to get it done on my own. The conflicts that I encountered during this trial were inevitable. This may have been the reason why I was able to overcome my typical reactions to conflict. I knew what I wanted, and I knew the best ways to accomplish them, as I had the most experience with the problem, and wasn't about to let those who had no experience try to prevent me from fixing it. But if conflicts could have been done more constructively through diplomacy and reason, the time and money were factors in this, so I had to put pressure on people more than I would have normally. In the end, It did pay off, so all's well that ends well. Thank you.